Something I saw frequently at the IRS is people thinking they can write off anything they want as a business expense. Hi, I'm Juliana, and I am an enrolled agent living in Texas. I have a master's in taxation as well as a background of working at the IRS doing auditing. I like to cover some of my experiences at the IRS as well as things that you may encounter in tax or with the IRS in general. So if any of that interests you, then come along. I often heard people say, oh, I went out to eat and I have a business, therefore I can write it off. Or I'll just put that on the business card. It'll be a business expense. Oh, I took my friend out to eat. We did this entertainment thing. Everything related to me is a business expense. I paid my water bill, therefore I can put it through the business. That's not necessarily the case. So keep in mind, there is one big rule with the IRS and business expenses. Well, there's lots of rules, but the main one that was used when I was auditing is the Internal Revenue Code Section 162, or IRC 162. This basically says, is the expense ordinary and necessary to the business? Both factors need to come into play. It has to be ordinary. It has to be something that is normal for your business. If you, are a hairdresser, how often are you going to be actually taking clients out to eat? Do you wine and dine them to get their business? I've personally never had a hairdresser do that. That is probably not ordinary to your business. However, some industries, this is extremely normal. When I worked at a Big Four, I worked at Ernst & Young for a while, and the partners and other leadership, when they would come into town, would often take us to lunch to make sure they would get to know us. We were following what we were supposed to do, to try and keep tabs on us, and that would be a business expense for EY, because it is more of a business related thing. You're trying to, one, probably keep morale up a little bit and keep tabs on your lower employees. So some industries that's common and ordinary, and some it's not. Necessary is another thing. Did you really need to do that? Did that help you generate income? So that all plays into the necessary part. Did you really, really, really need to go to that baseball game? No, probably not. Also, keep in mind, entertainment expense, it's not a deduction anymore. It hasn't been since 2017 when we had a tax overhaul. So entertainment's out. It is no longer considered ordinary or necessary. Or at least it's not deductible. But also, keep in mind those two things: ordinary, necessary. If you can prove that, even if it may not be common in your industry, if it is ordinary, something that you do for your business to generate income, and it's necessary, you wouldn't have gotten income without it, or you wouldn't have, that was a legitimate attempt to generate income, then you may have a solid point to fight back against the IRS. Your common personal expenses? Nope, those don't count.